Hello everybody. Now we are today in the lecture number 20th, that is the last lecture of the 4th module. In this we will discuss about packaging methods and equipment, especially those that are used for packaging of fresh produces, fruits, vegetables, etc. The concepts or the topic that we will cover in this lecture include the packaging materials that are used for packaging of fresh produces, as well as methods and equipment. So, packaging materials, I hope you all know it very well, that different types of materials that are used for packaging of fresh produce, fruits, vegetables, etc. include wood in the form of pellets or to crates, or the plastic, various containers made up of plastic, even the various films, multi-layered, co-extruded films, flexible films. So, these are the plastic material which are used in packaging, and apart from this, significant amount of papers are used, like consumer bags and such other bags like paper bags, corrugated boxes, etc. made of papers. They are used for packaging of fresh produces. So, let us discuss little details of these materials. So, wood crates first, that a wooden crate consists of rigid corners with plank nailed or stretched against those corners. Plank thickness varies normally between 3 and 8 millimeters. Cutting the wood will result in loss due to the saw thickness, maybe 2 to 3 thickness losses may be there. So, a slicing machine can be used for thin planks up to 6 but these machines are expensive. Okay, so, generally the saw is used for cutting the wood for making these crates or planks. So, there are several different constructions possible for wooden crates. A few are shown here in the figure, that you can see, like nail crates or stitch crates or wire bound crates. So, these are some of the commonly used wooden crates for packaging and for transportation. These are normally used for secondary packaging of the material for shipment or for transportation. Then comes second category of the material which is widely used is plastic containers. The plastic containers, they are normally that formed by different techniques, that is a thermoforming is a common process for converting an extruded plastic sheet into small items such as thin wall packaging containers, cups, plates and trays. So, thermoforming is the technique which is used for making various types of plastic containers. There are two types of thermoforming techniques, maybe mechanical thermoforming or pressure thermoforming. In the mechanical thermoforming, you can see here that the preheated plastic sheets, which is shown here in the red color, you can see preheated plastic sheets. They are put into the a mold, suitable mold like cup, plate, tray, whatever type of container you want to make, and then some force is applied, mechanical force is applied, and to give the desired shape. Whereas in the pressure thermoforming, instead of mechanical force, here air pressure, generally air pressure is used to give the shape, desired shape. So, the steps used in the pressure thermoforming, you can see here it is shown in the picture also, the different steps. So, first what is done, that is the roll or thin plastic sheet is taken, as I told you earlier in slide also showed. Then these materials are pulled into the machine by vacuum pressure, okay, and the sheet is heated few degree above its Tg or Tm, and then it is stretched against a rigid mold. You can stretched against a rigid mold and applied the air pressure, and then finally it is cooled to cool the formed part, and trim the formed part from the non part. So, that is how this pressure thermoforming is done. Okay. You can see these are the pressure thermoform containers shown in the picture. Okay. Then multi-layered films like blown film extrusion is another important technique for making the plastic films. Blown film extruder is extensively utilized to fabricate multi-layered packaging films to improve its mechanical, transport and thermal properties. It uses compressed air and a set of nip rolls to stretch the films. It utilizes the least amount of floor space, but it needs a lot of height. High output blown film towers are even several stories high. In the picture it is shown a blown film tower, it goes into multi-story, several stories. So, steps of the blown film extrusion process is shown in the picture also, you can see it here. That is the first step is the polymer extrudate exists from the extruder head into a die. So, that is a extruder head with the help of that is the resin pellets etc. hopper. So, it is fed into the extruder, from the extruder the polymer comes in and it enters into the die. So, this die converts a solid flow of molten polymer to a hollow tube of molten polymers. Okay. It comes here bubble diameter in this from through this die. The outlet of the tubular die is at you can see here in the picture at 90 degree to the direction of the extruder. The molten polymer flows around the mandrel and emerges through a round openings, also called a ring, to form a tube referred to as the bubble of a vertical direction. That is from here it comes through the nips rolls, and from this the molten that and air is then blown in through the die head into the ring, thereby inflating the tube into a thin tubular bubble. It comes here, and then finally this tube is then flattened at the nip roll and is then taken to the winder. So, these are the steps of the blown film extrusion. You can see here the how this blown film extruder are made. So, it is coming through the plastic film is coming through the extruder, you can see. Okay. Then as I told you, it comes into die, from through die it is coming this hole, that now this opening nips rollers comes, and finally the plastic film. So, this is the video showing the blown film extrusion process. Then co-extruded cast films. This co-extruded multi-layer film is produced by a compound molding technique that simultaneously extrudes thermoplastic resin with multiple extruder and process that through a single die to build up layers of melted resin both on the inside as well as on the outside of a film. You can see here in the picture that is there are different layers like raw material or raw layer 1, layer 2, raw material 2 or raw material 3, and they are passed to 3 separate set of extruders, and then finally they are sent to some die, that is single extruder, where they are one above the other, they are co-extruded. Okay. The multi-folded die, and it is finally cooling roll. Okay. So, the externally thin layers of resin that cannot be made into a film, they are layered by co-extrusion, and this composite film has properties such as heat resistance, heat sealing capabilities, rigidity, flexibility, cold resistance or easy peel capability, etc. So, there are in this figure also you can see 3 types of 3 layer film. So, even multiple layer film depending upon the requirement, you see that in the aseptic processing and packaging, which we will take up separately later in some other modules, that most of the nowadays you find that fruits, juices, vegetable juices, etc., such other product packed in the Tetra Pak and such other materials. These are mostly they use co-extruded laminates, co-extruded materials where maybe different layers, paper, that plastic, paper, or even aluminum foil, etc. Various they are co-extruded together to impart the desired properties, desired characteristics into the packaging material, including its flexibility, thickness, barrier properties, and other things. Okay, even okay. Then that is the flexible film, that is the polymer film are produced by cast extrusion and blown film extrusion. A multi-layer film can be obtained by the co-extrusion of different polymeric materials, by adhesive lamination of several plastic films, or by extrusion laminates. A tender frame can be used to orient biaxially cast films. That is improvement of the various properties, barrier properties, as I told you, of the plastic film is possible by lacquering the surface or depositing a very thin layer of aluminum, that is metallized polyester, metallized polythene, etc., which are used. So, on the plastic film a thin layer of aluminum or of silicon or aluminum oxide is even sometimes to improve its printability for the on one layer, even the paper layer is also co-extruded. So, typical adhesives used in laminating processes are water-borne, solvent-based, hot melt, or reactive 100% solids, which are solventless. These are the examples I have shown in the picture, examples of flexible packaging material, like flexible laminated rolls, that is co-extruded or laminated rolls where different sheets are co-extruded together, or stand-up pouch. This is made by form, fill and seal machines. There are FFS machines, etc. Then center seal pouch, you can see here this is the center sealing. Then side seal pouch, here the sealing is done on the side. Then gusset pouch, or these are even fresh fruit packaging is done using these laminates, etc., plastic, etc. So, these are the some pictures showing the different types of packages which are used for packaging of fresh materials. You can see here in this video, that is how vegetables are packaged packaged in the plastics, and here there is a auto sensing vegetable length, that it senses the plastic, it is put into that, and then it senses the length automatically and then cuts it. So, this is a vegetable packing machine, how it operates. Here the packaging of vegetable in flexible packages, you can see that is this is the broccoli, it is coming, and then it is wrapped, cut into the plastic pouches, and then you will see now this plastic is going, it is being sent packed material into a vacuum chamber where it is compressed. Okay. So, it is vacuum package is used. Now, that is the in this video I have tried to show you overwrap packaging with or without the trays, that is the fruits or vegetables kept in trays and then they are overwrapped, or even you can see here tomatoes, how they are working, they just are here without any tray, individual vegetable like brinjal is taking, or such other cucumber or such other products, carrots, okay, it is taken and then and these type of packaging material are now in the supermarkets, etc. They are very commonly found. Okay. So, now the paper is another material, that is the raw material of the paper severely affect the quality of the final package due to its variation in the fiber length and pulp composition. Paper can be manufactured from cotton seed, hair, flax leaves, sunflower stalk, and even agricultural waste. So, the wood cell, basically wood cell wall, it consists cellulose, hemicellulose and lignin, and all these cellulose, hemicellulose and lignin, they provide certain properties, they are useful in making the paper. The cellulose, it has the fiber forming properties. Hemicellulose is responsible for the hydration of the pulp and development of bonding during beating processes. Lignin is a natural binding constituent of wood cells with no fiber forming ability. It does not have any fiber forming ability. Okay. So, these are the, in this slide I have tried to show you the steps of paper preparation process. That is paper preparation process. You can see that first step is the pulping. Okay. Pulping is the process of separating wood fibers using mechanical, chemical or thermal treatments or in combination thereof. Then lignin is dissolved to produce individual fibers during pulping, which can be reformed to paper sheet during paper making process. The solution or the fibers obtained after the pulping treatment is known as the pulp. Now, this pulp is put to the next step, that is the bleaching. In the bleaching, what is done? It is a treatment applied to improve the whiteness of the chemical and mechanical pulp. Chromatographic groups of lignin are responsible for color of the pulp, which are removed during bleaching or by chlorine oxide or hydrogen peroxide. So, this bleached pulp now is sent to the next step, that is called beating and refining, as followed by stock preparation. Beating treatment increases the surface area of the fibers, thus increasing their water holding capacity and creating additional bonding opportunities for the fibers. Refining process is similar to beating process. It improves the physical properties of the finished sheet. And finally, the stock preparation includes the mechanical treatment. It involves the mechanical treatment of the pulp for its conversion into a sheet on paper machine. Okay. And finally, it comes to the final paper making and final treatment. The paper making process involves mainly three different methods, that four-runner print machine or cylindrical machine and twin wire formers. The fibrous material, that is approximately 99% water is containing it, is passed through the rollers or wire mesh to remove the water and form the paper web. Okay. And then final treatment is given, that is it includes, final treatment includes calendaring, super calendaring, sizing, laminating, impregnating or saturating the developed paper as per the requirement of the industry or the product to be packaged. That is the product for which it is to be used, paper bag, paper pack is to be used, what are its properties and all those things, that is accordingly it is made. Okay. So, based on the grade, that is these papers which is made, it may be virgin paper or virgin grade paper or recycled paper, or even based on the smoothness or treatment, it can be classified as bleached paper, which is considered as a fine paper, or unbleached paper like coarse paper. So, they are these papers thus formed can be graded into different categories. Okay. Then paper bags, see here there are the different types of paper like grease resistant, kraft paper, recycled kraft, coated papers, wax impregnated, laminated papers, etc. are used for its manufacturing, are used for manufacturing of the paper bag. You can see one here in the picture, in the figure. Then these paper bags are available in different forms, such as flat and set shell, self opening set shell bags, strip window bags, and so many. Research studies had been conducted for the use of lignocellulosic micro or nanofibers from the sawdust with recycled cardboard. But these paper bags, they have advantages and disadvantages like pros and cons. The pros includes they are biodegradable, reusable, recyclable. Many paper bags can withstand more pressure or weight than the plastic bags. They are less suffocation risk to young children or animals. The disadvantages may include that they are not waterproof. They are more expensive than plastic bags. They require more storage space and are therefore relatively heavier than the plastic. Here in this table, I have tried to give you that basic information on paper bag types and the capacities, different types of paper bags which are available in the market, which are used for carrying or for packing of various fruits, vegetables, etc., like even such other material like lunch bags, grocery bags, beer, liquor or wine bags, bread bags, produce bag or reclosable tin tie coffee bags or merchantine bags, etc. And there are all this capacity, and for the particular capacity, what is normally the length, what is the width and height of these bags. These data are given here in the table taken from the literature. You can see it. Okay. Now, the other very commonly used material is for the corrugated fiber board, CFB. The raw material for CFB is mainly kraft paper. However, agave vacaceae byproducts from the tequila industry had also been used. It consists of 2 or more layers of flat kraft paper, that is liner, and layers of corrugated material, flute, sandwiched between the flat layers to provide cushioning effect and abrasion resistance. The fluted materials is developed using corrugator, which involves passage of flat kraft paper between two serrated rollers, followed by application of adhesive to the tips of the corrugations, and the liner is stuck to the corrugated material using pressure. You can see here in this figure that these are the fiber board which are used for packing material. And the making process for the corrugated fiber board, you can see here, that is in the video, that is this paper material fiber boards coming, there is a pass between the two rollers, there is these rollers, and there is a pressure roll, and pressure roll, that is two rolls. So, there is a glue roll and finally metering roll, glue roll, these are the two, and then it passes through a pressure roll, it gives the final paper, that is one above the above. That is how this is made. Okay. Then comes that another very important component of the packaging. Nowadays, it is becoming more and more popular, that is the bio-based packaging. And bio-based packaging main advantage it is here, that is the circular economy. It can be reused, okay, and even this bio-based, it can be biodegradable, all right, because most of the plastic materials, etc., they are not biodegradable, and they create havoc or pollution, environmental pollution problems are there. So, these things can be eliminated to a great extent by using bio-based packaging. So, in the biopolymers and material like cellulosic material, PEF, lipids and waxes, proteins, PLA, PBS, starch, PHA, these all various biograde materials. They are again using there is a particular properties, maybe extrusion technology and other which we have studied earlier. They are made into the thin laminates and thin sheets of having proper characteristics or properties like water barrier properties, oxygen barrier properties, etc., or they are required mechanical properties. So, the properties they are characterized, these packaging materials are made into desirable properties or mechanical properties, barrier properties, and then they are again for the improvement of this, they are processed, extruded, and finally, they can be used for various blown bags, non-woven bags, or food wraps, woven fabric tea bags, fruits and vegetable nets, So, various applications they have. Okay. Even monolayer layer and films and for fruits and vegetables etc., they are used. So, generally for making these type of bio based packaging, the two types of extrusion processing are generally used. One is the single screw extrusion, which is applied for general polymer processing, that is blow molding, cast film extrusion or injection molding, which we studied in the earlier slides. Then even twin screw extrusion process also is used, particularly for the compounding of the polymer blending. So, either single screw extrusion or twin screw extrusion, depending upon the what are the properties that is desired into the material, it can be used. Okay. Here in the figure, even some bio based plastic packaging materials has been developed, and they in one literature, that is the reference is given here, that is it is a packaging. You can see that tomatoes are packaged in a bio based biodegradable material, that is made from hybrid carrageenan. It is extracted from Mostocarpus citellus seaweeds and rice starch. So, rice starch and the extract of this hybrid carrageenan, these are used. So, these are thin, flexible and transparent films, which with enhanced UV barrier properties, oxygen barrier properties and hydrophobic properties, that is water vapor resistance etc. they have. Okay. They are the very promising material for all the applications requiring a moderate gas exchange through the packaging material, because in the earlier class also we discussed that these materials, as long as they are respiring aerobically, they will be good. So, this barrier properties of the packaging materials are accordingly has to be tailored or to be selected, so that it has a moderate exchange, that is a slowly it allows the oxygen to come in and the carbon dioxide to go out. So, that the aerobic respiration is maintained at a proper rate, and at the same time it material also it provides a sufficient strength. So, that is another material, that is Y-pack packaging. It is made from a sustainable biopolymer, that is the poly 3-hydroxybutyrate co-3-hydroxyvalerate, that is PHBV. It is created using cheese whey and microcellulose from almond cells. So, cheese whey and microcellulose from almond cells is used for making this material, and it showed a short term, that is 15 days and median term up to 48 days antibacterial effect in open and closed system, like tomato is packaged here again. So, these are the some of the biodegradable bio based packaging materials which has been developed, and there are many such other. Now, the trend towards the packaging, particularly for the fresh produce, is coming towards bio based packaging material, so that they can be either they can be reused together or they can be biodegradable, and there is environmental problem. These are considered to be green technologies for packaging. Okay. So, now I would summarize today's lecture that is by saying that wooden crates are used for transportation of food products to longer distance. Plastic in the forms of trays, containers are produced by blow film extrusion or cast film extrusion steps. The films can be co-extruded to incorporate multiple film attributes, that is multiple properties, barrier properties, resistance, okay, thermal properties and such other thing. Okay. And its reusability and biodegradability, the paper bags are gaining more and more popularity. Bio packaging are so bio based packaging materials are now in trend due to its sustainability, multiple film properties and good storage life. These are the references that has been used in this lecture. Okay. Thank you very much for your patience hearing. Thank you.